such as, you'll hopefully remember all these. January, the importance of voting and websites to inform us about the candidates in preparation for voting. February, we had the importance of down ballot voting. March, we had a speaker on Bring Chicago Home on the topic of ballot item regarding funding of sheltering of the unhoused. April, our speaker informed us of the seriousness and urgency of dealing with climate change. May, our big hit of the year, honoring longtime newswoman Carol Marine during Older Americans Month. June, we heard about co-housing in Chicago. July, we heard about what happened after the American Revolution with a video as well as a history and facts handout quiz. August, we viewed a video about how we can change the world for the better, presented by Ms. Willie Shaw of the Evanston NAACP. September, we took a field trip to Springfield to see the Abraham Lincoln Presidential Museum and Lincoln's home. October, we heard about our antiquated electoral college. November, we heard from a speaker about Native American history and their current role here in Chicago. December, we got social and had a holiday party. So you all remember all those, right?
Yeah.
As you can see, we covered a variety of topics and hopefully learned more about them. There was a lot of good information presented. For 2025, we would like to hear from you as we plan our activities for the new year, as well as discover what we can, as a group, do to work toward changing our world for the better. We heard from Willie Shaw of the Evanston NAACP how she does just that, and she gave us many avenues to pursue for us to do something to better our world. As we think about what that would be, keep in mind that what we're hoping to gain is your interest in some action that we can get behind and work toward positive change. In other words, we hope to find an issue where we can take some action to hopefully make an impact as a group. As seniors, we have the advantage of experience and knowledge that we can draw upon to make best use of our talents. I'd like to hear from you. What would you like to work on towards in 2025? What are you willing to contribute of your time, knowledge, experience, and talents toward a goal you are interested in? Let us find out what those goals are now. So that's what our meeting is today. I want to hear from you rather than have someone come up here and speak to you. What do you want to do? What do you want to get involved in? What interests you? What could you get behind that we could collectively work on as a group? Joanne?
Yet, I believe I can get a couple people to speak to us about how to improve the schools and the safety of the streets.
I have a couple of suggestions. There's parents groups like Raise Your Hand, for example, that are working on this, and we have our new school board members. We can, maybe if some of us could attend a school board meeting after they get the hang of it. This is a brand new school board just starting out.
Well, Joanne, could you work on that?
Yeah, I'll give you my card. I have no trouble approaching somebody that you may not know or I may not know, but say, hey, look, I have something, you're going to want to hear what I have to tell you, because if they're interested in that.
Susan,
I have 3 suggestions.
can you come up here?
I came in with only 2 suggestions, but now I have 3.
Well, see, that's the point of talking about these things, because they do come up.
These are just topics. I would like presentations on simple basics of usage of cell phones, cookies, caches, deleting history for iPhones and Androids, just so we could protect ourselves more. Something basic like that. And then you could go over to the computers. But right now, just cell phone. Not a big discussion, just technology information. That's number 1. Number 2 is, I don't know about the rest of you, I'm planning on dying. It's end of life issues. I would like something to do with end of life issues. Right now, what comes to mind is compassionate choices. I do go online, I am part of death cafes in different places for topics, but I would like to see some kind of end of life issues brought here, okay? And then number 3, and this is what you sort of brought up, what could we do as a group? I think it would be really nice. Let's contact another senior citizen group in a different part of the city and let's meet for lunch. Let's take them to lunch. Let's meet for coffee and cake for an hour and just get to know who our neighbors are and who they are. And so those are the 3. The end. Thank you.
Volunteering to work with Joanne Becker and maybe Georgia and anybody else in, getting to know the school board members and looking into ways that they can save money. Because
last year you had asked about somebody to speak to the topic of microaggressions.
Yes.
And I made like 2 steps toward getting that info and then it fell between the cracks. So I'm willing to readdress that and find a speaker for you on that, if that's helpful.
I really would like to have a speaker on that.
All right. And then I'm just kind of ruminating a little bit with what Joanne said. It may be a conversation, I'm not sure who might be a good speaker to that, but to talk about this concept of hospitalist, about hospitalization, how to be your own best advocate or what you need to be aware of. That might be an interesting topic. I can be thinking if there's somebody that I know that might be good at that, okay?
So I just put my name on the waiting list for a book from the library called The Swedish Method to Declutter Before You Die.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of this book?
No, but I've heard of the concept.
Well, it's much more than just decluttering, but it is decluttering. So everything is available to your descendants, including your will and everything else. But I've found it, and I'm going to get it shortly, I hope, and I'll be glad to report on it anyway.
That would be very nice.
Leslie here, and I have a real concern on a topic, and it's called Social Security. And most of you people, and it wouldn't be what if you're on it. It's how the law just changed on Sunday. So there's 3 million people that are going to be affected by this new change. And if you're in the system like I'm in, it's going to happen. But I would like to know later down the road, when they get it all put together, I would like to have a speaker come here and talk about it. Mm-hmm. And I have tons of teacher people that actually came up to me today at lunch and said, we got a group here. I would even open it to people that I know that I taught with in CPS. So I'd like to do something like that.
I would like to suggest to the group that we might consider actually forming a watchdog group because we are facing oncoming threat to the entire social safety network, Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, SNAP, on, and things could change radically in the next 4 years.
Well, our meeting is closed, but before you go, would you please put the chairs back where they belong? So I don't have to do it all?